Today's Thanks so much, Kelsey. Today's session is, we're not going to go into the deep details of all the components of Big Green DAO and kind of the tools and technology that we're going to be engaging with in the work, but we want to give everybody a good overview of the tools and the hows and the wheres that you are going to be able to participate and kind of play a role as a community member as a part of our DAO. Here's the agenda. As you can see, there's a lot coming. We also have a question and answer section where we budgeted at least 15 minutes at the end of the session. Please feel free throughout the presentation as we're talking to put your questions or comments into the chat. We'll be recording those and able to address them in that section. We'll also be following up with Q&As after and opportunities for you all to connect afterwards. So my name is Sam Kaintop. Hello. I am the educational director of educational programs here at Big Green. We are a national 501c3 organization. We've been around since 2011. I've been at the organization for 10 of those years. And our work really centers around the idea that growing food changes lives. Initially, we started in school garden space and are now expanding into the home and community gardening spaces, and really excited to be able to include our connection to the Big Green DAO as a part of that work. And with no further ado, I'll pass it along to Robert Gray, who is our DAO educator and will help really facilitate the rest of this call.
Hello, everyone. First of all, I just want to say thank you all for fighting food injustice. Working with Big Green has been very fulfilling for me personally. So first, I appreciate everyone for what you're doing for the community, making this world a better place. At Big Green, we believe we can decentralize decisions. Our goal is to provide critical resources to the front line faster with more democratic decision-making. Here, you're going to see previous grant round fund allocations. And you're going to be able to learn a little bit more about each one through links that we'll send out. Grant round 1, we're able to give out $250K. We have 6 members of the DAO committee, which is a little bit separate from the DAO community. One of those members who did not receive any funding was a Big Green 501c3. Then 5 of those other committee members were also selected. Each one of those received 50K. So that was the first grant round. Then grant round 2, they selected 10 organizations, which became the DAO community. And in total, 265K was given out. Grant round 3, 720K was given out. And you can find out more about each one of those rounds via Snapshot. And we'll find out more about Snapshot in just a little bit. Grant round 4, this is a brief summary of grant round 4 allocations. You're going to see the top grant. You're also going to see how many grants were approved and how many were not funded. And further, and in the future, we'll go around and we'll talk about possibly why organizations didn't receive funding and why organizations only received 10K, some received 20K, and even higher. So we'll be able to go through all those in the future, but just want to give you a preview of all what happened in grant round 4. Okay, we're gonna have a small little breakout room. So make sure y'all keep a heads up for that. And we're gonna ask a few questions: name, organization, brief mission description of your work. So we'll go in those breakout rooms and we'll come back in just a moment. Awesome, so thank you all for participating in that poll. Made me excited to see 7% of people were blissful. In my head, I'm gonna imagine that wasn't just me who selected that one. So I'm excited for all the feedback. We're gonna go over a little bit of a vocabulary. D-apps are gonna be an application in the Web3 world. Just like an app on your smartphone, those are what decentralized applications are. Smart contract is a contract on a computer that does what it's programmed to do. If you tell it to do X, Y, and Z, it would do exactly what X, Y, and Z is. The directory is a list of names and information that you can find. A seed phrase is a 12 words that is given to you when you create your wallet. A wallet address is a individually assigned number that goes directly to you. Your wallet address is like your Web3 email or phone number. It's a way that people can send things to you. It's like an address book. So that's everything. And those are just a few of the terminology that we'll be using today throughout this course. So let me know if you have any more questions and put in the chat and we'll be able to answer those. Very basics of Web3, because we're going to go in more in detail in our further town halls. Web3 has become a catch-all term for the vision of a new, better internet. At its core, Web3 uses blockchains, cryptocurrencies, and NFTs to give the power back to the user in the form of ownership. When I say Web3, people think of different phases of the internet. Web 1 is the old school days where it was read only. You can post things, but you can post things only the companies, the person who owned the website can post. You as a user could only go on there and read it. You couldn't leave any comments, you couldn't provide any feedback. It's like a newspaper. They print it out and you read it and that's it. Web 2 is read and write, where you can read things, then people can also leave a comment and have a discussion. That's Web 2. That's currently where we really are right now. Web 3 is read, write, and own, where you actually own that data that you put on there. So a little basic of Web 3. More basics that you're going to make sure you know about is your seed phrase. A seed phrase will help you regain access to your crypto wallet and everything inside of it. This is very, very important. You all should have a seed phrase because in order to apply, you needed a wallet. Please keep this somewhere safe because there is no customer support for your seed phrase. If you lose this seed phrase and you are not logged into your wallet, there's no way to recover it. You will have to reset it. So before we go too far, before we claim your token, we want to make sure that everyone in this grant round has their seed phrase written down somewhere. I recommend writing it down on 2 separate pieces of paper and keeping them both somewhere safe. An OX and a wallet address is the next thing that you would get after your seed phrase. This is like your email address or your phone number, a way that people can identify you on the blockchain. The address is similar to a social security number. Each user is assigned an OX address that is unique to them. You share this address to receive payments, NFTs, and also to look at people's track history on the blockchain. It can almost be used as like a resume. If I was to search every one of your wallet addresses, I can see how active you are in Web3. If you were to search my wallet address, you can see how active I am in Web3, how much cryptocurrency I have, how many NFTs I have, because the blockchain is open and transparent. Basics of Web3 and the importance of Web3. Ownerships of your assets, those are NFTs. Decentralized autonomous organizations, those are DAOs. One of the main reasons why we're here today. Identity, your OX address and your wallet address. Native payments, known as cryptocurrency, and is decentralized and uncensored. Everyone has access to it. No one can restrict what goes onto Web3. It's open and accessible to everyone. Three pillars of Web3 are culture, community, and empowerment. The culture is progressive mindset mixed with technology. It's open source technology. We believe in sharing. The blockchain technology is an accessible ledger that is transparent. This ledger is permanent, tracks everything on Web3. It can't be hacked, it can't be manipulated. If you put something on the blockchain, it's there to stay. Decentralized. One person no longer has all the power. The power is now in the hands of the community, yourself. That's why we're here today. Community, my personal favorite part. The Web3 community recognizes technology can be used to benefit our lives more than technology currently is. I want you all to think, how has technology advanced to benefit your life? Do you use Alexa? Do you use Google Maps? Do you use a smartphone? And at first, if you think about some of these things, it wasn't an easy experience. iPhones weren't as simple and easy when they first came out. At first, I didn't like Siri. I didn't want Alexa, but now I use these devices and this technology every day. The community favors the creator and the contributor. And there's a plethora of ways to contribute to the Web3 community. Two of my favorite ways are educating myself and educating others. Empowerment. Definition of empowerment: the act or action of empowering someone or something, the granting of power, right, and authority to perform various acts or duties. Web3 is a tool that empowers the users. Tools include MetaMask, Discord, Snapshot, and other decentralized applications that we'll be using along this journey with the Big Green DAO. The power is given to the community to disrupt hierarchies. So you all are in control. You all are actual DAO members. Most of the people on this call with Big Green aren't an actual member of the DAO. We're part of the staff to help out facilitate things, but you all have voting power. You all will have a guardian token, which gives you the right to decide what organizations and what's going to happen within this DAO. So we give you all the empowerment. Some important documents that you all should check out. The light paper. It's the user manual for the DAO. The light paper is a document that informs about the design and functions of Big Green DAO. The light paper was written by Matthew Markman. He's very active in the community and a genius. So make sure y'all check that out. I've read it a couple times. The Big Green DAO Snapshot. It's our governance website. Snapshot is an off-chain voting platform that simplifies and removes transaction fees from the governing process. It is used by industry-leading blockchain and DeFi projects. Big Green DAO uses Snapshot to host proposals and support DAO member votes. We'll be able to give you that link and you'll be able to save it as a favorite in your internet browser, and you can check on everything that's going on within the DAO, and you can look at the history of the DAO. You want to know what happened before you came on? You want to know what happened in grant round 2, what votes came? You can go back and check the history of everything. It's all open and transparent and out there. So we want to make sure we leave that information for you to research if you choose to. The Garden Token record book is available via Polyscan. Polyscan is a database for everything that happens on a Polygon blockchain. So you can see every transaction, you can see the smart contract, you can see the holders, you can see how many tokens are available, and everything that you need to via this website. And we're going to provide that information for you also. So once again, we're very open and transparent, and we leave the power out there for you all because we put everything on a blockchain, which is a great thing about Web3. Some decentralized apps that we mentioned, and we want to show you the logo because that's gonna help you memorize it a little bit. So MetaMask is a wallet that we recommend. Ithelo is how we decided who we're bringing on with grant round 4. That's where our quadratic voting took place. Discord is where we talk as a community. Snapshot is where we do our voting and our governance. And Polygon is the layer that we choose to use because it is a sustainable blockchain, and we're all about sustainability here at Big Green. So the expectations that we have for each one of the members. The Big Green DAO granting process is unlike most others. The real work of being a member of the Big Green DAO is engaging, empowering, and educating yourself/others within the Big Green DAO community. How can we collectively fight food injustice is what I tell people to think. And together, as a DAO, as an organization, it isn't about the individual members. Although all of us together, we can fight food injustice at a higher impact level because we're working with each other. We're sharing, we're having ideas, we're having conversations and working with each other. So those are what we expect from you as a DAO member. Questions, my favorite part. Feel free to send them in the chat, and then we'll work with the Big Green team on getting those answered.
You guys can also unmute too if you want to ask your questions live as well.
So I'm gonna go through, should we put MetaMask on our phone as well as our extension on our desktop? I like to have two separate wallets. If you are super active in Web3 as much as me, as a security protocol, I prefer to keep my main wallet on my desktop and only my desktop. Just because the world that we live in today, we scan QR codes so much when we're going out to restaurants. We see a cool sticker on a flagpole that can, in theory, compromise your wallet if you're just scanning and clicking on everything willy-nilly. I keep my mobile phone as my hot wallet, so I can do risky things. I keep a little bit of currency in there for that. But for the most part, I keep all my major transactions in my main wallet strictly on my desktop. It's like my work email. So I keep it strictly there. That way it don't inconvene in my personal life. So I would say just keep it on your desktop for what we're doing. If you are bullish on Web3 and you're already doing a bunch of stuff, we can help you with that. And then I would say get a personal wallet for that. But for the Bitcoin DAO, I would say keep that separate on your personal computer.
Rob, I'll jump in here. We had another question earlier on from Ema, is asking about public key address. Is that the same thing as your wallet address? What does the public key address mean? Do you know?
I would say your public key address is your OX address, your wallet address.
Okay.
That should be a OX, then has a random series of numbers. If it's words, then those should be private. It is possible that they found it for a non-custodial wallet, and their keys may be public, but anytime your keys are public, that's a red flag. You don't want to do really anything with that.
And I had a question of my own, which I've been meaning to ask for a long time now. When you write down your seed phrase, is there any reason not to put it on your computer in your
100%.
notes?
100%, because those get hacked all the time. Those are online storages. You see it with celebrities all the time. iClouds and pictures of that nature get leaked and get exposed online. If you're scanning QR codes at a restaurant, someone switch up that QR code and you click a link, next thing you know, they're looking all through your pictures. They're looking through your notes. They find your seed phrase, all your money is gone. I would say do not screenshot it. Most people, they downloaded the app, they get their MetaMask, they see their 12 words, they screenshot it, and they never delete that picture. A lot of people have lost a lot of money and a lot of assets because of that. I recommend writing it down, keeping them offline, keeping them somewhere safe. An easy one is take your favorite book, pick your favorite number in your favorite book, and write it down on the page and put it in the inside of the page. And most people aren't going to be opening up random books on random pages in your house. So definitely do not put it anywhere online. Keep it offline and even put it somewhere fireproof if possible.
Thank you. Well, I guess I have some work to do then.
Next question, hit me with it. This is exciting.
Hey, I'm out of questions from the chat. But folks, if there's anything else you're wondering that you'd like to know, drop it in the chat or unmute and fire away.
Okay, can I ask a question? When I click like connect the wallet on the Big Green DAO website, it asks to pick MetaMask or Wallet Connect.
You're gonna pick MetaMask, but that link isn't live right now to claim your token. We're gonna use today to make sure the next 48 hours to make sure everyone has their seed phrase and to make sure they have the proper wallet that we have on file, because you won't just be able to claim the token no matter what wallet you pick. That means anyone could get a Guardian token from BitGreen. We cross-reference it with what you submitted. Last grant round, we had a lot of people who started a wallet to complete the application, but lost the seed phrase and started a new one. So to avoid that, we're taking the next 48 hours to reach out to everyone, or if you all can send us your wallet address and just say, yes, I have my seed phrase, then that's where we're gonna move ahead. So you can be on the lookout for an email from me, and I'll send that out to everyone and just ask, hey, please send me your wallet address and confirm that you have your seed phrase by replying to this email. At that point, we'll update our files in our system and then we'll have it live in the next 48 hours.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Thanks, Robin. Thanks for the question. I know I sent you all an email, and in that email, I did ask you to click on those links, and that was just, I got ahead of the game, and so you can blame me for that one, but we'll communicate out to you when we're good to go.
So if you have your seed phrase written down somewhere and protect it, can I get a thumbs up or a yes from everyone in the chat? And if you don't, feel free to be honest. We can set up one-on-one calls, and I will guide you through this process of downloading MetaMask, telling you how to store your seed phrase, helping you out, whatever is needed. We're here to make this transition easy for you and simple. We can hold your hand 100% of the way if you need that, or we can just give you the tools for you to be successful. There we go. We got a lot of thumbs up. Thank you. Sweet, awesome, we're doing good. Awesome. So thank you all, because that happened last time and we noticed a lot of grant writers and other co-workers were going through the process and they didn't keep it in a safe or keep that information within everyone. So this is exactly what we're doing it for. In the meantime, for the people who do have it, there are still instructions that you can follow, just not the one to claim the token. You can still add a Polygon to your wallet, and then you can still add the code to make the garden token appear in your wallet. So if you, no matter what level you're at, there's still something for you to do. So once again, I'm gonna repeat it. If you do have your seed phrase written down and you have MetaMask already installed, there's a few things that we can do. You can set up a one-on-one call, or you can read the document, but you can download and make sure you have the extension for your browser. That's gonna be very important. And then we can make sure that you have the Polygon network added to your MetaMask wallet. And then the next step would to be add the guarding token to your wallet so it's visible. It would say 0 at first, but after we add it to your wallet, when you claim that token, you're gonna be able to see it automatically pop in. And if you don't have any of that stuff and you are talking to your grant writer, they don't remember, they took a screenshot, but they upgraded their phone, so now that's lost, feel free to reach out to me. I can guide you through it. I can walk you through it. And then once you set up that new wallet, we're gonna have to update our system with your new wallet address, and then you'll be able to claim it. So it might take a few more days for the people who need to reset their account, but that's okay. That's why we're taking the time to make sure that you have the information that you need. Does that make sense to everyone? Anyone have questions? Silence is good. I like that.
And then in the chat, as well as Rob's direct contact information. And then we're also going to be posting right here, there's a Polygon course on our learning management system for you to follow that step-by-step as well. Tons of resources available for you all to work through this process.
Thank you, Sam. We have a few extra minutes and I don't have anything planned for these next few minutes. So if anyone wants to ask questions about anything Web3 or ask questions about Big Green or the process or anything at all, feel free to shoot. This is a good time, no matter what's on your brain, to just ask us.
Are any other like funders or organizations that you know of also using Web3 and doing it this way, or is it kind of Big Green is the first?
Big Green is the first that I know of a fully philanthropic led DAO. Most times these DAOs, they take some of their funding and then they do philanthropic things with them. But most nonprofits, they don't accept cryptocurrency. They only accept fiat. So we are still improving in those ways and totally of Web3. But as far as what Big Green doing, where they are, their DAO is made of nonprofits, and you have to have a 501c3 to be a part of this DAO and receive funding. There's nothing like that. So it's very revolutionary because most of the time it's open to all the community to have a say so. Right now, it's only open to the 501c3 nonprofits like yourself to have a say so on where these funds go or who gets brought into this DAO and have access to these funds. So I think that people who are actually on the ground level, on the floor doing the work, should have the most feedback, if not all the feedback.
Brandon, I see you've got your hand raised. Go ahead.
Yeah, thank you. This is kind of a follow-up question to that, Rob, is I think you were explaining how it's really primarily focused on the other grantees that have been added from the grant rounds. And I'm wondering, I know that in the Discord, there were a couple of like votes or things I saw about expanding the garden tokens to like folks who are contributing to the DAO fund itself. I'm wondering if y'all can give us a little bit more context for what that means in the future, thinking about the Discord space and the other communications. One of, this question for me is coming from a place of curiosity, because I know that this is a revolutionary and really exciting thing to have it be a community led by other organizations that are doing frontline work. But also I think that one of the things that I feel like is possibly really helpful from the hierarchy and the structures of traditional philanthropy and foundations is that sometimes the less transparent foundations can act as thought partners, can act as spaces of vulnerability to think through particular challenges that organizations might have with their programs. So I'm wondering if y'all can speak a little bit more on the trajectory of what that expansion of garden tokens and having other folks looks like, and what that might mean for helping to protect the spaces in the future to make sure that they are still spaces where other where grantees can feel comfortable sharing those challenges and have that those sorts of conversations not be lifted out of context or lifted to for other means.
Absolutely. So anyone who donates $1 can have access to the Discord, but that does not make them a member of the DAO. If in the future it's possible they will open it up to people who donate 1 Ethereum to the fundraiser, but you have to be KYC, which is know your customer. So people will have to, a Web3 term is docs, people have to reveal who they are. They just can't send in random money and get a token. So we'll be able to deny them, say, no, you don't align with what we're doing here. We're gonna say no to that donation from you. So anyone that will receive a garden token, if we do go through with that 1 ETH donation for a garden token, those would be for like people like myself who don't have a 501c3, but I have 1 Ethereum because I care about this community and I want to help out. I will submit the paperwork and say, hey, I am Robert Gray. These are my organizations. These are my LinkedIn. I care about this organization. Here goes currently right now, $1,500, 1 ETH. Please let me in. But other times that price of Ethereum can rise, just like other cryptocurrencies like Bitcoin. Bitcoin used to be $100. Now it's 30K. So sometimes that could possibly price people out from donating, which could be a good thing from just making sure everyone doesn't have a garden token. But the great thing about quadratic voting, the power is into the community. So there's only 2, I believe, funders or donators who have garden tokens right now, possibly 1 more. But we have 98 members in the DAO. So they have a very small percentage. They have 1 garden token. Doesn't mean just because there are a millionaire, a billionaire, 1,000 there, doesn't give them more allocations to vote or a higher input. They get 1 vote just like everyone else do. And if the community says, this is what we want to do, this is who we want to bring in, that person just has their 1 say so. And if it's not powerful enough, if they can't rally the troops behind them, then unfortunately, no matter who they are or what they do, they won't have any influence besides their 1 garden token. Did that properly answer your question?
Yeah, I think so. So just to make sure I'm understanding correctly, it sounds like in terms of the garden tokens and the donors behind it, it sounds like that's something that is kind of safeguarded because of the know your customer, the verification of the folks' identity. So there isn't any potential things around going with that because there's verifiable information there. And then in terms of the Discord community and the voting, that is open to everybody, but because of just the number of different votes in the quadratic voting system, the way that we can kind of work together as a community and decide on those projects is by being active in it and kind of just participating so that we feel comfortable with who is being a part of those conversations and helping to, just create generative conversations around the, things that we want to be working towards. Is that correct?
Half of it. So for the Discord, not everyone can join. You do have to do some type of donation. So as long as you're willing to say, hey, here's $1, I love fighting food injustice, you can join the conversation. You can maybe pick up some of the great things that other people are fighting food injustice. But as far as the voting, those are for only people who have claimed the garden token. So even right now, if you are a part of the DAO on the spreadsheet, but if you never claim your garden token, that's like your membership ID. That's how you're going to be able to vote, because we can see that in your wallet address, because at Open Ledger, we can then have it where only these 98 people can actually vote on things of importance with the DAO, because these are the nonprofits, these are the people who we KYC, these are all the people. So that last part does that explain that last part better for you?
Yes, thank you. That's very helpful. I initially thought that everybody in the Discord was part of the DAO, but I can see that there's that separation more clearly now. Thank you, appreciate it.
Yep, only people who voted on grant round 4 were the OG6, which is 6 people, grant round 2 is 10 people, and grant round 3, I believe is, I forget that number, like 38 or something, 16 maybe. But there was a few amount for grant round 3.
Hey, just let me jump in there for a second, Rob. With regards to the $1 donation to join the Discord, $1 is not a high bar, but the reality is we are willing and eager to share the Discord server and offer invitations to other members of your organization, but also to members of the food justice community. So if you have organizations that you work with and that you know about, and you want to say to them, check this out, the Discord invite is available on Discord itself in the Community 101 channel, but you can also message me anytime, or any of us, and you are more than welcome to invite those people to Discord. No donation required.
And then I would like to also quickly add that Brandon, you're bringing up some questions about governance, and how is this community choosing to answer those questions about how do we value community members and donors, and like what are the rules that we're setting up as a community to do that. Big Green as an organization, we have like, one vote, one token, just like all of you do. And right now we're in the end of this experiment phase where the architecture, the governance, the rules were set up in the light paper document, but that we're also learning from all of the kind of challenges, the opportunities, the things that have happened, and trying to turn that light paper into a constitution, into something that will allow this DAO to operate with more autonomy, and kind of really clarify what that means. And so a lot of these conversations we're going to be having, and this is a little bit of a prelude to the closing slides that are coming up, but there's a summit coming up October 17th and 18th in Denver. A lot of those sessions will also be broadcasted. So if you can't get out to Denver, that's fine, you can still participate. And then a lot of those conversations will also be continued after, either in town halls on Discord or just in conversations on Discord. And all of that feedback, all of that input is going to be taken into consideration. Some votes will probably be just within the committee, getting feedback from the larger community. And there might be some votes that are happening at the entire community level. And so, kind of getting back to this whole token claim process, to be able to vote, to be able to use that token, you have to go through the claiming process and have it in your wallet and be able to access it, and also be paying attention to Discord. So that's kind of part of the process moving forward.
Hi, I guess I can answer a question.
Absolutely.
Oh, sorry. So I'm very new to all of this kind of like Discord stuff. And it's just a little bit confusing because a lot of the things you're talking about, I'm trying to visualize it, and I'm wondering if you have any visual aids on how to get onto Discord, how to use the wallet. Because sometimes all the talking is just like, yeah, I don't know what you guys are talking about. That jargon is just like, I have no idea what you're talking about. So if you can have like maybe a visual manual of how to get onto Discord, a visual manual of how to apply the token, or even how to get back on, because I have my passcode, but then it just keeps asking me to add it onto Chrome, the Meta wallet, and I'm like, I have the code, but it keeps putting me back onto add the Chrome extension instead of letting me get into the Meta wallet. So yeah, if there's like a visual aid that we can provide, I guess to myself or others that might find it useful on how to get onto all these things, I'd really appreciate it.
Awesome. We definitely have that for you. They're going to link those in the chat. And then you can also find it in the documentation that we'll send out via email. And if none of that stuff works, always feel free to reach out to me. I will share my screen. I will jump on a Zoom with you and we'll walk through it from A to Z and make sure you understand it. I'll use a language and terminology that makes it easier and simpler for you to understand. So we got your back. We have both documentation. We got me to help 24/7. And then we also have town halls and other community members who are farmers and gardeners who can help you also.
That was an excellent question to wrap up our Q&A. And thanks, Rob, for being available to help support the community. Yeah, there's all of us are different kinds of learners. We're all supporting and juggling hundreds of balls throughout the weeks and months. Just being able to kind of our job and my job, my role in this project is helping to make sure that we're able to support you all to be able to participate and join this community. So huge thank you to Rob, because we could not do this without you.
Thank you so much. And as Sam said, a lot of people are juggling a lot of balls, wearing a lot of hats. So just want to let you know, even stuff like that, we're still open to you sharing. If you are gone away from the Discord for a couple of weeks, share what you're up to. Like, other people are doing cool stuff. You can inspire someone, because we're all fighting food injustice. We all have a nonprofit. We all have that same mission. So even if you're gone for a little bit, you're not checking Discord, it's like, I got stuff to do. Share that with us. You don't even have to give us a report or anything, but maybe what you're doing can inspire someone else and can change someone else's life, just like you're doing in your community. So that's what this DAO is. It's just everyone, we all have the same mission. We're all trying to fight food injustice. And when we share information and resource with each other, it makes it better. If we all were to put a recipe into a cookbook with each other, that cookbook would be amazing, because we all have different experiences. We all have different flavors that we love. But if just one person wrote a cookbook, I'm like, it's okay. It's not my flavor. So that's the idea between sharing information. So whatever y'all are into, even if you feel like I got too much stuff to do for this DAO, just drop in the Discord a little comment. Hey, this is what we've been up to. Here's a little recap. Here are a few pictures. If you have any questions on how to grow bigger carrots, let me know. Small stuff like that really pushes this organization, this community, this DAO further, because we're actually building this community up genuinely. Here goes some upcoming dates that you all should be excited about. We're going to do the Discord town halls. We're going to talk about decentralized applications. We're going to talk about Web3 and DAO basics. And then we're going to go over a review of the Big Green Light paper. So check those out, ping those on your calendar. And then we have the Big Green DAO Summit. That's going to be super exciting. I'm happy that it's going to be hosted at, I have an NFT gallery in Denver, Colorado, where we have this cool artwork on screens and this really cool space. So I'm excited for you all to see the work that we've been doing and to have you in my little bitty NFT gallery. So thank you so much. That's October 17th and 18th in Denver, Colorado. And if you have any questions, feel free to reach out to anyone on the team. We're excited to see everyone. And we want to make sure we get feedback, because we want to improve. We want to learn about your experience applying and participating in the Big Green DAO. We'll follow up this session with a survey to continue to build on and improve this process. We want to make it smooth and easy for you. We believe that's how mainstream adoption is going to happen. So what was the best part of Grant Round 4 process? How can we improve the application process? What part of Grant Round 4 process could use improvements? And what questions do you have about Big Green DAO? And if you have anything else, any other feedback, let us know. So we got some things coming up next, and we got the Discord check-in. So feel free to visit the DAO 101 channel in Discord and check the chat for a link to the Discord if you're not already in there. You can visit the community garden channel and tell us one thing about what you're doing to build the future of food in your community. Doesn't have to be long. We'd love if everyone participated. So give me a quick 1 sentence or two and just keep building this community that we have. We have our community calendar. So please subscribe to the Big Green DAO public calendar. It will put it on your calendar and make it easy for you. I personally live by the calendar. If it's not on my calendar, it's probably not going to happen. So whenever y'all schedule anything with me, please make sure to do it through the calendar link for me, and I would definitely be there. We have a survey, so check that out. Your feedback is important and success to future grant rounds. Take a quick moment to fill out GR4 survey, and the survey link is going to be in the GR4 feedback channel. Token claim, we want to make sure first, do you have your 12-word seed phrase? Make sure that not only you have it, but if you are not the person who is going to be with your organization for the foreseeable future, make sure you give that to someone who's going to be there for a while. Make sure they have it in the safe. It'll make things easier down the road. And if you need one-on-one assistance, feel free to set up a point with me, and I'll be able to walk you through everything from A to Z. You can do a 30-minute appointment. You can do an hour appointment. You can book these appointments on a weekly basis. And every week I will jump on a call with you, and I will help you understand a little bit more. So I am here to help you all. I am almost a decentralized application. I'm a tool to help benefit you all and work through this. So whatever you need, I am here to help you all. Thank you all for participating. I am super excited to work with you all. This work is very fulfilling. To get a chance to directly engage with people who are on the front line fighting food justice, it makes me happy. I am all about sustainability. I'm a vegan. I'm a person of color. I grew up in the inner city of Chicago. I now live in Denver. So a lot of the work that you all are doing is really, it means a lot to me personally. So never feel like you're reaching out too much or your question isn't, there's no stupid question. So whatever you need, if there's someone else in your organization that's been asking about NFTs or Web3 or anything, feel free to use me as a tool and a service to benefit you all. Thank you so much for taking the time out your busy day. If you have any questions, feel free to contact anyone from Big Green and contact me directly. Thank you all.